You wake in a color that forgot how to be anything but gray. The air hums like an eternal fluorescent bulb, and the furniture is bones with opinions. In your hands, a black notebook that feels heavier than paper and lighter than guilt. This is not heaven or hell. It's the break room for gods of death. And you just clocked in. Here's the perk. When a human's true name lands in your notebook while you picture their face, an outcome snaps into place, and your meter blips upward. Congratulations. Immortality, but paid in other people's tomorrows. The coffee is dust. Your boss is boredom. Ready to keep existing? You don't breathe here. You idle. The realm doesn't have days. It has a hum. Around you, senior Shinigami squat like forgotten statues, gambling boredom against boredom with bone darts. No schedules, no supervisors. Just a counter pretending to be purpose. Habit sits where meaning should. Your coworkers brag about century jackpots, the way fishermen lie about marlin. The only metric anyone respects is years banked, and even that feels like stacking sand. You try the break area. The break area serves fossilized grounds and regret. The minute hand twitches once every forever. This isn't hell. Hell implies heat. This is lukewarm eternity with paperwork. So you do what everyone else does. Hover the edges of the human world, wait for a name to feel like a decision, and call it a day that never ends. So how does existing pay its rent? Here's the economy. Time doesn't grow. It transfers. When you write a name while holding a face, the universe reconciles its books and moves whatever that person had left into your column. Not minutes you created, just remainder you harvested. Think ledger, not jackpot. Specify causes all you like. It only picks the route to the same fate. If they were already a breath from a natural death, you collect crumbs or nothing at all. Hesitate, and the world finishes the job without you. You don't invest years. You spend them slowly by continuing to be. It feels clean because it is math, and it feels dirty because it is math about people. Your counter clicks upward. Someone's calendar stops. That's the balance sheet you live on. You dip through the seam, between worlds. The human world hits like opening a window. Exhaust, ramen, steam, ambulance, siren. Everywhere faces. Above each, thin handwriting only you can read. A woman laughing into a cracked phone. 5 digits of years that would keep you coasting. A boy sprinting across a crosswalk, months like kindling. Variety slams the brakes on boredom. Every block a buffet of endings. You test your distance. How close before curiosity becomes influence? You hover in door frames and billboards. A shadow that never lands. Temptation is not cruelty, it's novelty. The city offers you 10,000 reasons to move your hand and one reason not to. Once you start, the meter expects you to continue. Here are the mechanics you actually use. First, identity is a 2-factor lock. The notebook doesn't care about rumors or aliases. It cares about the person you're holding in your head. Write a common name while picturing the wrong face and nothing moves. Picture the right face but scribble a nickname and nothing happens. When name and face line up, the ledger listens. Second, defaults are a feature. If you only write the name, the universe supplies a standard outcome shortly after. No flourish, no drama, just a clean reconciliation in the books. It's not punishment. It's paperwork with consequences. Third, you can steer, but you can't fantasize. You may nudge the how within ordinary limits. Plausible routes the world already knows how to take. Try to force contradictions, magic, or cartoon physics, and the system shrugs. It's a form, not a wish. The more baroque you get, the more the mechanism trims back to something ordinary. The point isn't spectacle, it's certainty. Your job is alignment, not authorship. Match the right name to the right face, choose whether to steer or let defaults apply, and let the counter click. Powerful, yes, but bounded. And that boundary is exactly why the next temptation is so dangerous. And if a human notices the notebook, there's a deal they'll wish you never offered. Curiosity does what sermons can't. Fingers brush the cover, and for the first time, they can actually see you, like a shadow realizing it has a source. You don't speak names. You sell certainty. There's an offer you can make that turns guessing into knowing. A trade that swaps half of their remaining years for the ability to see what you see. Real names and the thin arithmetic floating above every face. It's not coercion. It's gravity, ambition, fear, grief. Something in them leans toward the shortcut. You outline the terms without perfume. No reversals, no installment plan. They get clarity. You get nothing but a faster workflow and front-row drama. Half is not a metaphor. Their future folds neatly in the middle and drops away. And in return, the world becomes annotated. Most people think certainty will save them. It only speeds them up. The moral math is ugly because it's honest. They live less, but they'll live certain. Some refuse and walk away heavier. Some say yes, and suddenly the city looks like a spreadsheet. You didn't make them a villain. You made them efficient. And efficiency is why this temptation keeps finding ears. Even when the price lands like a closing door. Here are the walls you can't decorate. First, no resurrection, no refunds. The notebook is a one-way ledger. If a name is written, the outcome arrives. Trying to undo just burns ink and hope. Second, extending a human life kills a Shinigami. If your interference bumps their natural line forward, even by a breath, you pay with existence. Not punished, just ended. Nudge the keys they were about to drop, stall the crash, stretch the timeline. The rule doesn't care that it felt kind. Third, this ledger is human only. Write a Shinigami's name and nothing happens. Write your own, and you still won't harvest anything. You can watch the numbers above people, but you don't share them. No whispering secret timers to mortals, no leaking true names on request. Your sight is a privilege, not a hotline. These boundaries don't soften the job. They define it. You're powerful because you're bounded. And that box is what makes the next problem feel like a trap with manners. Centuries blur like a screensaver that forgot to crash. You tinker with routines, watch the river, watch the rails, watch a family set the table, the same way every night for years. Familiarity turns into gravity. You don't fear death. You fear a day with no change in it. That's when edge cases start to sparkle. The tiny exceptions that remind you the rules are rules because something presses against them. We don't run out of years here. You run out of reason. Boredom isn't a mood. It's like a weight, and every page you fill is just another way to keep from falling. The notebook doesn't make you wise. It makes you efficient. And efficiency is a terrible religion. Still, you keep existing, because existing is what you're best at. Somewhere a city hums. Somewhere a crane dies. Somewhere an apple waits to be interesting again. Maybe the problem with forever isn't hunger. It's appetite. If you had one more page, would you use it to matter, or just to last? If you want more your life as, hit subscribe and tell us which character you want to live inside next. Anime, manga, games, comics. Drop one character and why living as them would be a nightmare or a dream. We'll pick our favorites for the next shift.